Okay, Mary, we're
Good.
live.
Okay, we are indeed live. I want to say welcome in the United States and around the world. We are coming to you from 15 countries and 4 continents to view and learn from this amazing class this afternoon. My name is Mary Polisano, and I will be your host to introduce you to the presenter of this very, very important information. Lorrie Hargis will be presenting the essential oil care kit for the pandemic. And how much more timely can that be, ladies and gentlemen? We are all in this together. This is information that you're not getting anywhere else to this depth, research to this level, and from an expert who's spent her entire adult professional career developing and researching how important these elements are, and she's able to bring it to us. So we are in for an amazing treat this afternoon. So let me tell you a little bit about this. For those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do, I always enjoy being able to present our presenter in this way and give you her full credentialing. So again, my name is Mary Polisano, and just on a personal note, I am a proud graduate of the Lorrie Hargis International School of Aromatherapy. I'm a level 1 aromatherapist, and this is available to anybody who's interested. Her school is absolutely critical in terms of your education on how to use, blend, procure essential oils, which are a big part of our healthcare at this point, safely, effectively, and you have the full backing and support from the top expert internationally in this field. So I'm very proud to come to you in that regard. Lorrie has been a mentor and a teacher of mine for over 30 years. Every time I have an experience or a class with her, I, of course, learn something new, as we will today. So let me, without further ado, give you Lorrie's full credentialing, but let me get some housekeeping out of the way first. So this is the Essential Oil Care Kit for the pandemic. I want to make sure that you got your free downloads, and that for the Essential Oil Care Kit, safety and how to use essential oils, and want to be sure that you have a pen and paper nearby because you're going to want to take notes on this. You'll be able, this is going to be recorded, you'll be able to view this again, which Lorrie will explain to you again later. So relax, but during the course of it, there may be questions that you have during the course of the presentation, and those you're going to be able to put in the chat box, and those will be addressed with you on Thursday. Same time, same Facebook connection, but the presentation is today. You'll have a chance to review the information in detail again at your leisure. And then on Thursday, you'll be able to tune in again, and Lorrie will have had a chance to review your questions, and they will be reviewed and answered at that time. Also, I want to be sure that you know to hang out. There's going to be a quiz at the end of the presentation, so you have a chance. The winner will be announced on Thursday. Excuse me. And you'll have a chance to win Lorrie's book. A little bit of a tickle. Sorry, guys. So much dust. So this is very exciting. Lorrie Hargis is an internationally recognized registered aromatherapist. She's been participating in the field of natural health for over 33 years. As an aromatherapist, certified iridologist, certified kinesiologist, and a certified flower essence practitioner. She spent 11 and a half years researching, developing, and manufacturing organic, green, and clean skincare products based on aromatherapy, where she lives in the south of France. She's developed over 120 skincare products and was certified by EcoCert. Her mission is to teach and guide and facilitate others to take responsibility for their own health and their well-being through natural and holistic modalities. Lorrie is also the founder of the Lorrie Hargis International School of Aromatherapy. She teaches and certifies her students to be safe and effective aromatherapists. Near and dear to my heart. Emotional healing with essential oils and flower essences is offered on the track of the Level 3 Aromatherapist Certification course and in her school, as well as her emotional healing workshops to all levels. She's the leader of the Common Sense community and the author of the book, Common Sense, A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy, the second edition. I'm happy to introduce you to Lorrie Hargis, registered aromatherapist, who will be your guide and mentor throughout this wonderful class.
Thank you so much, Mary. And it's wonderful to be able to see you. You're in New Jersey. And now I'm back in France. So I just got back about 10 days ago, and it's wonderful to be able to see you because it's been a year and a half since we've been together, since we were in the emotional healing workshop together and you were there as a facilitator. So thank you so much for that introduction. And now we'll begin the class. This class is the Essential Oil Care Kit for the pandemic. And I'm very excited to be sharing this information with you today. So when I was 16, I was hit by something that I couldn't see. Just like we all are being hit by something that we can't see right now. And it was valley fever. It was a spore in the air, and it attacked my legs. And the doctors told me that I probably wouldn't be able to walk. So I had to stay in bed for a very long time, 3 months. And then because I was very active in school, I decided, I've got to go back to school. I've got to be in sports. I've got to do all these things that I was doing. And I learned that I had to stay in bed and rest. And so it was really a good thing for me, because that's when I really learned to study and research. And that's why I'm here today. And I'm going to be showing you some information and some research about essential oils that you'll be able to click and go and read that information after the presentation. You'll also be able to receive the recording too. So that's what happened to me. So I understand how this virus now is affecting everyone and how that can affect us. We just have to know that we've got to have the perseverance and the will to get through it and to help ourselves naturally. And so I'm going to speed up the story. And what I found was over 30 years ago, my son was stuttering since the age of 4. And I came upon a little book about essential oils and lavender. It talked about putting in the bath 10 drops. So to relax everybody. So I put that in the bathtub. And now my son is 9 years old. And so I put 10 drops in the bath for each person when they took the bath in the evening. And after 1 month, my son here, as you see him in this photo, stopped stuttering. And now he's using essential oils on animals because he's a hunter, a horseshoer, and I was already using herbs, flower essences, and building programs for people for their health. And I thought, you know what? Essential oils will be the icing on the cake for all their programs. So I dug deeper, started researching, became certified, and then, of course, became a registered aromatherapist. And I've been teaching aromatherapy all over the world: China, Spain, France, in the United States. I've been translated in Korean, Chinese, Spanish, German, Flemish, French. And so it's been a wonderful experience. And so I want to share more with you today about essential oils and how they can help you in the pandemic. In this class, you will learn what is an essential oil, safety with essential oils, introduction to class essential oils, how to use the essential oil care kit, make your own diffuser blend, bath salt, inhalation stick, massage oil, and clay pack. So, what is an essential oil? An essential oil is the vital energies from inside the roots, seeds, plants, grasses, flowers, trees, resins, and fruits. So, what I'd like to do is, and Ruth is going to be sending me a message here. I would like to know how many of you know an essential oil that comes from a root. If you could mark it in the comments there, make sure you click that StreamYard link so that way you can write in there and Ruth will send me a message letting me know if you guys have said an essential oil that comes from roots. So I'm waiting. So I'm going to start naming off a few. There's vetiver, ginger, and essential oils that come from seeds: cardamom, parsley, plants, geranium, thyme, grasses, lemongrass, citronella, flowers. Think about this: clove, flowering buds, trees. We have pine, eucalyptus, tea tree, right? And of course, we have woods: sandalwood, cedar wood, resins such as frankincense and myrrh, fruits such as bergamot, orange, lime, lemon. And as we know, each essential oil has different chemical constituents which make those essential oils function and help us with all these wonderful properties: these anti-infectious, antiviral, soothing, cooling, energizing, stimulating, and analgesic properties. Now, if we're going to look at some of the chemical constituents, let's talk about just one today: eugenol, which is antiviral, anti-infectious, and it's in the essential oil, one of the essential oils that's in our kit, clove. So remember that. These healing energies are used in the practice of aromatherapy for our physical well-being, our emotions to help keep our emotions balanced, our minds clear, and to help us meditate, help our spirituality. So here's a picture of me in France with my daughter Zoe here, who lives with us here in France. She's our youngest of 5 children, and Joelle, who helps us cut the thyme and the lavender. And this was when we were cutting some lavender here on Domaine de Castillou. So how are essential oils obtained? Well, there's 2 different ways that you can process essential oils that are used on a regular basis, and that is steam distillation. And here they are distilling neroli is what they're doing. Here I was in Egypt and I was there for the harvest of neroli. That is the orange blossom from the bitter orange tree. And then we have cold pressing, which is used for fruit peels such as grapefruit, orange, lemon, lime, bergamot, mandarin. And you know, you have 2 different kinds of mandarin, red and green. So what's interesting about this is the cold pressing began in Italy, and it began with the bergamot. So here is our distillery that we had in Domaine de Castillou. My husband now has since retired. He began his work with essential oils as a distiller, taking a still into the field like this, but it was hooked on a trailer. And he pulled it into the field and he started off with a Roman chamomile is how he started off. Well, as you can see here, this is the still where you put the plant material in it here. And then there's a heater over here behind this wood that heats up the plant material. And then this refrigerated coil goes through there and separates the water, which is called a hydrosol, and the essential oil. And then it comes into this Florentine here and is separated out. So you have the water, which becomes the hydrosol, and you have the essential oil. Because when that cold refrigerated coil hits that steam, it separates those 2 things from each other. So that's how that works. Now let's talk about distillation through cold pressing. years and years ago, when the Italian women were doing bergamot, this wonderful green orange, what they were doing is they had sponges and they set around like a wine barrel, and they sit there and they squeezed those those wonderful bergamot, the peel of them, and they separated it from that, the peel and the juice. So now we have machines that do that. And this is a machine here that is separating the juice and the peel that is goes to make the essential oil. Now, when you have the peel like this in any of your citruses, you need to make sure that those are filtered. So once they're cold pressed, then when they come into a laboratory, they are then uh, uh, I'm just checking here to make sure everything's okay with my connection. Yes, then what they do is they filter everything so that way you have this beautiful clear orange, like orange essential oil is. So I want to remind you, at the end of this class, you can book your free 30-minute discovery aromatherapy session. So make sure that you see that in the comments. Ruth will put that in the comments so that way you have that, so you can get a free 30-minute discovery aromatherapy session with me. You'll also have an opportunity to win my book, Common Sense, by entering the quiz, which is at the end of the class. So essential oils have been used throughout time to enhance the flavor of food. They're still used to enhance the flavor of food, like your lemon yogurt. Help with our digestion. I mean, look at, for centuries, people have been trading spices, haven't they? And that the reason they were is because they knew that clove and cinnamon, all those things helped their digestion. Plus, they made the food taste better. And they also helped with it, if they were eating pork, they helped with keeping the parasites and worms away, right? So there was a lot of reasons why people used spices, and then as they started distilling them, started using essential oils in our food. For medicinal purposes in wounds and illnesses, they're still being used in pharmaceutical products because essential oils push they push medications into the body faster than anything else, and there's all kinds of research and reviews done on that. So, but they began using them in wounds and illnesses, and they're still used today. Also, to anoint the body, to enhance sensuality and personal hygiene. So, they're used in perfumery. And before, flavoring, medicinal use, and perfumery were where essential oils were really being used. Now, in the last 10 years, essential oils have took the pie, and that piece of the pie of the essential oil world is now aromatherapy, which is using it in massages and bathing, face and body care. So now aromatherapy is that big piece of pie. When I first started in it, us little aromatherapists, we didn't count much. You know, it was the perfume industry, the pharmaceutical industry, and the flavoring industry. But now the aromatherapy section has blown that away. And it's one of the reasons why you need to understand essential oils more, because now they're available anywhere, any place practically. I mean, you can even get them in. There was a vending machine in Toulouse Airport in France. Now it's gone. After COVID, it's not there anymore. But there was a vending machine that you could purchase essential oils after you went through your gate. So let's look at the absorption of essential oils. Here we have a person sniffing a rose. And as he sniffs that rose, all those little villi inside that nose absorb the smell of the essential oil, those little molecules of the essential oil. It goes into that villi in the mucous membranes and goes through the nasal cavity to our olfactory bulb, okay? And then the olfactory bulb sends a message to our hypothalamus. And then the hypothalamus sends a message to our pituitary gland. And our pituitary gland then sends a message to our adrenals, our adrenal glands, and then to our reproductive organs. So you can see how essential oils work on our endocrine system. They also go into the little neurons there in our brain and work on our nervous system. They also go to our limbic system of the brain, where our emotional center is stored, where our positive and negative emotions are stored, and our memories. This is why we say essential oils work on PNE, psycho, neuro, endocrine. Okay. And this is why they work on all those levels we were talking about: physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional. So how do essential oils work? Essential oils work on all levels, just like what I said. And I just showed you why. They help us release stress by balancing our emotions. They help us let go of tension and induce relaxation, such as lavender, we know, because it's high in linalool. And linalool helps us to relax and release and let go. They stimulate and clear our mind, just like studies have shown how peppermint helps with our mind. They detoxify the body through the lymphatic system, the liver, the urinary system, the skin, and the circulatory systems. And as we know, they've been used in churches such as frankincense and myrrh for centuries, when people have used them in prayer and meditation and during funerals. They also synergize well with other healing modalities to increase their effectiveness. And I want you to write some of these things down because it's going to be on the quiz. How essential oils work: they also work through acupressure, reflexology, and you can check out my book, Common Sense: A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy, where you can see all the reflex charts and how you can use essential oils and how they work on those different systems of the body, because I have everything categorized in systems. And each single essential oil is categorized in systems, so you know what system that essential oil works on. And you can find that at my site, LorrieHargis.com. So let's take our first quiz. So Ruth, let's take our first quiz here. And I'm going to open up the chat. So our first question is, what parts of the plant are used to obtain essential oils? Second question is, how are essential oils obtained? What happens when you smell an essential oil? How do essential oils work on the body? How do essential oils work on the mind and emotions? And what do essential oils do with other healing modalities? Okay, so let's start the quiz. Our first question is, what parts of the plant are used to obtain essential oils? So Ruth, let me know if you have any answers. So we have roots, seeds. Oh, and Ruth's got some here: plants, leaves, grasses, roots, stems, flowers. Very good. Good job, you guys. Fruits. Yes, she just wrote to me. Fantastic. Roots. Good job. Someone else. Keep it up, you guys. Wonderful. All right, our next question. How are essential oils obtained? How are they obtained? I talked about the two different ways they're obtained. Ruth sending me a message with your answers. Cold press and steam distilled. All right, steam distillation and cold pressing. Perfect. Let's go to our next question. What happens when you smell an essential oil? What happens? What is the process? What do those little molecules go into? She's writing something now. You're sending messages. Yes, you absorb the molecules. And how do you absorb them? Immediately into the olfactory system, to the limbic system. Yes. And through what do you do that? What are the things that go to get there? What are the little things in the nose called? Okay, enters the brain via mucous membranes and cilia in the nose. Okay, nasal cavity, very good. All right, how do essential oils work on the body? Well, it looks like our answer came up this time. They stimulate, they're calming, they're analgesic, antibacterial, antiviral, and anti inflammatory. So, our next question. How do essential oils work on the mind and emotions? What do they do for our mind and our emotions? What do they do for the emotions? Ruth is sending me some messages here. Okay, we have emotions, emotional. They influence our emotions and our emotions, yes. And how do they do that? They relax, yes. Balance, very good. Energize. And how do they affect our minds? What can they do for our minds? Works on the P and N, yes. The psycho and the neurological, they calm, yes, they calm our minds. Relax, balance. One other one, stimulate. Another one more. I talked about what peppermint does. Clear. Perfect. So they clear the mind and balance the emotions and all the other wonderful things that you guys said. So, what do essential oils do with other healing modalities? How do they work with other healing modalities? Essential oils. We're starting to write. Here she comes. They synergize, right? They complement each other. Perfect. Good job. They synergize and enhance effects of other healing modalities. when you use essential oils with herbs. They enhance the action of the herbs. Also, you can use flower essences and essential oils together, which we teach in our school and in our Common Sense community right now. We're working on how to use essential oils and herbs together. So now let's go to our next part of our class, and this is about safety and essential oils. Remember, essential oils are powerful. This isn't just like, drinking your herbal, like I have peppermint tea here. It's not like that. Essential oils are powerful. They're concentrated. As you saw when we distilled those, when we showed the picture of the distillery, that's powerful. It's a lot of plant material, right? And it takes a lot of plant material to make, like, rose to get 1 kilo. You've got at least a minimum of 100 kilos to make 1 kilo of rose. So you can see all those rose petals that we've got to have. So they contain powerful chemical constituents. Just like I said in the beginning, just one chemical constituent we could talk about would just be eugenol, which is in clove, for example, or thymol, that is in thyme. And those are powerful chemical constituents. So you have to be very careful with those because they can irritate and burn the skin, and they're too powerful for children. If you get essential oils on your skin, you need to always to avoid your eyes. And if you get accidental spills on your skin, you flush with olive oil, carrier oil, whatever kind of carrier oil you have, not water to dilute. Now, it was interesting. My daughter, just recently when I was in Los Angeles getting ready to come back to France, she was pouring something out, some hot water, and she got a steam burn. Now, I want to make this very clear with you guys that don't put an essential oil directly on a steam burn because it will make that steam burn go in worse. So do not use essential oils for steam burns. Get your hand under cold water immediately, and that way that cold water can keep cooling that off, taking that inflammation down, but do not use essential oils. Another situation that I want you to know about too is recently, because we students in our school, they have different experiences, and anytime someone is, make sure that your clients, when you're working with them, if they have used any kind of medication, if they have been drinking alcohol or doing any kind of recreational drugs, that you are aware of it. This is very, very important because they need to seek help for that. They need to go to a counselor, or if they're, drinking alcohol on a regular basis every day, a lot during the day, and they're going to come to you for a treatment, they're going to be dehydrated. And this is something because alcohol dehydrates the body. And it's just like if someone's been running to and sweating and perspiring, or they've been, in for example, they've been in some kind of a sweat and their pores are open, and then you put essential oils onto the body just goes like that and takes it right into the nervous system. So please always, when your clients come to you, talk to them, discuss that. And if they have been previously drinking or doing drugs right before they got to your appointment, please tell them that they need to go home and drink plenty of water and come back to you when they're completely hydrated. This is something that's very important, and do not use essential oils right after exercise or after sweating. And this is why essential oils are not meant to take the place of a qualified medical practitioner. Always, if you're going to be using an essential oil blend, I don't care if it's already blended with your carrier oil, you need to do a patch skin test. You never know if someone's going to have some kind of an allergic reaction or skin sensitivity to the essential oil blend. This is very, very important. If they have a reaction, then again, you're going to take your carrier oil and you're going to pour it on it and dilute it. You can always seek my advice or the advice of your registered aromatherapist if unsure. And you also can check out more information on safety and essential oils in my book, Common Sense, A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy. Contraindications of essential oils. Do not use essential oils if you are pregnant. Do not use essential oils with children under 2 years of age. Citrus oils such as lemon, lime, bitter orange, bergamot, mandarin, and grapefruit are phototoxic. Do not expose your skin directly to the sun or in tanning beds after applying essential oils. If you have high blood pressure, epilepsy, asthma, chronic pulmonary diseases, estrogen-induced cancers, transplants, and chronic conditions, please consult me or your registered aromatherapist. A really positive thing that you need to know about essential oils is how to store them. Because essential oils, when you take the bottle off, they just start dissipating in the air, don't they? Especially all your citruses. So make sure you keep those lids on tight, and they start to oxidize very fast because of that when the air hits them. So keep the lids on tight. Also make sure that you're using lids that are childproof, and but still kids can open them. My second daughter is now 38. She was great at opening any kind of childproof uh, you know, lid. So make sure that you put them far away from the children and that you take them down and you are responsible for the essential oils and they're not just grabbing them when they need them, because you never know if they are what they're going to do with them. Get them in their eye or, accidentally swallow them, get them down their ears. So please be careful with that. Store them in a cool place in dark glass bottles. That's really important because we don't want the sun and we don't want the heat to penetrate essential oils. Don't leave them in your purse, in the car in 115 degrees. They're going to oxidize, and no, you do not need to put oxidized essential oils on your skin. They're supposed to give you antioxidants, not oxidize, make oxidation in your bloodstream. Store away from heat, light, damp, and electronic equipment. Now, this is very important, and this is something that I feel that needs to be on labels. And when you're looking at an essential oil, first of all, the common name, and we're going to look here at lavender, the botanical name, Lavandula angustifolia, and then also you need the country of origin on there. So that way because we know lavender can come from France, it can come from Bulgaria, but you want to know that. Also, if your essential oil is a chemotype, which we have a lot of chemotypes in time. So I'm giving you an example here. Here we have Thymus vulgaris CT thymol versus Thymus vulgaris CT linalool. And CT stands for chemotype. Now, you're saying, well, Lori, what difference does that make? Well, it makes a big difference because Thymus vulgaris CT thymol is hot. It has thymol is a phenol. It's hot. It burns. And you can't use it on small children under 6 years of age because it's so hot. It's so powerful. Where Thymus vulgaris CT linalool is an alcohol and it's more gentle. They both are antibacterial, antiviral, and you can use, though, Thymus vulgaris CT linalool, you can use it on children 2 years and above, like 1 drop to 1 ounce of carrier oil. So this is the reason why you need to know what time you're using. It's very important, and to know the chemotype. And this is why this needs to be written on the label. And know which part of the plant. So with a lavender essential oil, we have the plant with the flowering tops. Know whether the plants are grown organic or wild. and that will say on it if it's grown organic or if it's wild, and it will have a certification. And the certification can come from EcoCert, which started here in Europe, which started in my backyard of my house in Domaine de Castellou, in the place where the archbishop and the monks, where they all baked their bread. That became the first place where EcoCert was talked about, because my neighbor uh, recently retired from EcoCert, and he was the master controller of EcoCert. And my company that I had here in France, the skincare company I had, we were certified organic and we were certified by EcoCert. Then we have, of course, the North American Organic Association, NOP, and we have the Soul Association in the UK, and we have BCS, OCO Guarantee, which is from Germany. So these are different certifying bodies. There's new certifying bodies all the time coming forward, but these are the major ones. It will say that it's certified organic and by organic farming, and that's where you'll know if your product is organic. Now, people can tell you things are organic, and they can talk until they're blue in the face. However, for you to know from the seed to the plant to the distillery to the essential oil into the bottle, all those people have to have certifications, and they have to follow all the rules up into that till it's in that bottle. So make sure if people are telling you that it's organic, that it is, and that suppliers will send you their organic certificate, and they'll be proud to send it to you. Also, in France, we have something called AOP for lavender, and this is appellation protection. This is specifically for lavender to guarantee it is grown in Haute-Provence, France, where the altitude is 3,000 feet, which is strictly controlled by inspection and scientifically analyzed to make sure it is not adulterated. So there are specifications for lavender here in France, and it has to meet those specifications. Otherwise, it cannot have AOP on the label. The other thing that we all must look at to know a high quality essential oil is the gas chromatography testing. We just make sure that it's being done on each batch of essential oil by the supplier. And also it gives us those forks of those chemical constituents that are in that essential oil. So we know that we're getting the right essential oil with the right name, the right botanical name, the right chemotype, the correct origin, and the part of the plant, and if it's certified organic or not. So let's take our next quiz. So this is, what have we learned so far? Why do essential oils have to be used with caution? So I'm going to go here to my messenger. And I'm sorry I missed that message from Ruth with, would you like to show the slides with the answers again? I'll go back and do that at the end of the class. So Ruth is sending me messages now. Why do essential oils have to be used with caution? They can burn and irritate the skin. Yes. They are powerful. Yes. Very good. Excellent, you guys. Keep it up. Can cause skin irritation, sensation, powerful chemical constituents. Good job. Great chemical constituents. And it looks like she's maybe going to write another one. Need to be careful with health concerns. Yes. And then we have, in what medical situations do you need to seek advice before using? How do essential oils have to be stored? And how to know a high quality essential oil. They contain powerful chemical constituents and can cause skin irritation and other effects. And yes, they are highly concentrated. So our next question is, what medical situation do you need to seek advice before using essential oils? Remember, there's a little list of them that I had. And Ruth is starting to write to me now. I know it's a lot of stuff, so it's going to take a while here. Pregnancy, correct. Well, organ transplants. Immune compromised, yes. Blood pressure, yes. And while Ruth's writing that, this is very important because alcohol abuse or drug abuse, asthma, very good. In our school, we teach our students about the CYP 450s, which is when someone comes to you with a medication. So that way you know what essential oils that you can use and can't use with their medications. Chronic pulmonary issues, very good. Epilepsy, excellent. So here we have estrogen-induced cancers, transplants, hypertension, asthma, CPD, epilepsy, high blood pressure, and chronic conditions. Excellent. How do essential oils have to be stored? Remember, we don't want them to oxidize, do we? We want to put something on our skin that helps us, that's antibacterial, not oxidized. So what are the things that we need to do to store our essential oils well? In a cool place, perfect, Ruth said here. She sent it to me. Dark glass, excellent, you guys. Keep it up. Dark and dry place, yes. Away from heat. Woohoo! You guys are rocking. And one other thing, you need to keep them away from what? Glass bottle, great. One other thing here. I'm going to wait here. No plastic. Away from electronics. Okay, great. So away from children. Perfect. You guys did that one too. Damp heat, electronic equipment, and in dark glass bottles. No sunlight. You guys are rocking and rolling. And how do you know a high quality essential oil? I gave you quite a little list there, didn't I? This is going to take some time for you guys to write all this down. What were the things that you need to know with a high quality essential oil? The first thing on a label that you read. Now, Ruth's keeping track of who's answered the questions, and then botanical origin, perfect. Botanical name, correct. Gas chromatography, yes. Chemotype, if it has a chemotype, such as time. If it's certified organic, like by EcoCert or other certifying body. One more. Well, we've got botanical origin, so that's country. Organic or not? Yes. Very good, you guys. So the name, botanical name, country of origin, chemotype, know which part of the plant is used to make the essential oil, know whether the plant is grown organically or wild, organic certification, If the plant has a specific appellation, such as lavender in France, AOP, gas chromatography test for each batch distilled. And you guys got AOP because Ruth just sent it. Excellent. So Ruth is keeping track of who has sent messages, who is participating in the quiz. And then what we'll do is we will draw someone's name, we will draw some names out of the hat, and we will announce the winners on Thursday. So now let's go to our very important essential oil care kit. Now, the first essential oil that we have is Roman chamomile. And Roman chamomile is steam distilled and it's the flowering tops. Now, there are two different chamomiles. We've got really three different chamomiles, but today we're only going to talk about this chamomile. But I do want you to know the difference between Roman chamomile and German chamomile. As we see here, the color of Roman chamomile is pretty much clear. It can go to yellowish a little bit, but it's pretty much clear. Where German chamomile is blue. It has a blue color to it. And it is taller. It grows much taller. Where Roman chamomile grows closer to the ground, the flower looks different. Here, as you see with Roman chamomile, the center of the flower is, the cone is more up like an echinacea is, right? And the petals come down like this. So this is important to know. Where the flowers, the petals of the German chamomile come out more like this. You still have the yellow center, but when you distill it, it's blue. Now, the beneficial uses of Roman chamomile, it's calming, it's soothing, it helps with insomnia and nervousness. It works on skin inflammation, bruises, strains, sprains. It also relieves digestive problems. It helps with gas and bloating. And this is something that you can use on children, like 1 drop in 1 ounce of carrier oil for when they have tummy aches when they're 2 years and older. External use, massage, you can put it in ointments, you can use it in reflexology and work on the stomach, for example, here, which is below the pad of the hand. You can work in that area with Roman chamomile and help with any kind of gas and bloating. Also, it can be used in compresses to help when you have a fever, with inflammation, and to cool you down. So think about that. In baths, inhalation to help you relax. Also, you can sniff it to calm yourself down. You can use it in gargles when you have a sore throat. You can use it in clay packs when you have inflammation, castor oil packs when you have swelling in the intestinal area and the liver area. So now let's go to clove. Here's a lovely picture my husband took when he had his farm in Madagascar of clove. And as we see, this is the flower, isn't it? It's a flowering bud that it comes from. And it's steam distilled. The aroma is strong, spicy, penetrating, and warm. I love the smell of clove. It reminds me of when, I was a teenager and we were chewing clove gum. We thought that was so cool to have, clove gum. And the taste was so nice. The color for the essential oil is warm and a pale yellow. Beneficial uses, it's antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, and antiparasitic. And also it helps, it helps you feel energized, doesn't it? It really motivates you, clove does. It gets you going again. There's been studies with clove where they put mice and they've seen how fast they can go across water. And they use clove on them and they go faster. So it really does help with depression. It really is motivating. And it also, as we know, a lot of us know, it's been used for dental problems, right? For a toothache. External use, massage, ointment, reflexology, acupressure, compress, sniff, clay pack. Contraindications, do not use in pregnancy, nursing mothers, or children under 8 years of age. It's a skin irritant, and do not use if you have hepatitis. Here is our next two essential oils. We have eucalyptus. I absolutely love eucalyptus. The aroma is fresh, balsamic, pungent, and dry. Its color is a clear to a pale yellow. And what's so great about eucalyptus is if you have chills, it warms you up. If you have a fever, it cools you down. It's also an expectorant, it's antibacterial, antiviral. It's great for congestion when you have a congestion in your chest. And also, it helps with lots of skin and wound challenges. You can use it in massage, ointments, reflexology, acupressure, infusions, inhalations, diffuse, bath, shower, spritz, and clay packs. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy and nursing. Mothers or children under 2 years of age. Do not apply on or near the face of children under 10 years of age. Now, it has a chemical constituent in it called 1.8 phenol. The other word for it is a eucalyptol. And this is the reason, is it helps you take a very deep breath, doesn't it? So that's why it's good. It gets in there and gets deep into the lungs. But with very small children, it can take the breath away. So we've got to be very careful with eucalyptus with small children. Now let's go to geranium. Geranium, as we see here, this is also in Madagascar. And my husband took this picture. It comes from the flowering tops. It's steam distilled, and the aroma is green, rosy, sweet, and flowery. I just love it. And it's this beautiful pale green color when you get it. It's just a gorgeous color. And that's something you can really tell about a geranium, is when you look at the color of it. So always beware if it's clear. It's not a good geranium. Beneficial uses: antiviral, antibacterial, balances the nervous system, restores the reproductive system of both sexes, balances emotions, and it moves fluids in the body. It really moves the fluids in the body, and which is very beneficial in a lot of situations that we find ourselves in during this pandemic. External use: massage, ointment, reflexology, acupressure, inhalation, diffuse bath, shower, spritz, clay pack. Contraindication: do not use in pregnancy or nursing. And now let's go to lavender, which we just talked about. And this is a lavender that is from France. It's lavender fine. It comes from the flowering tops, and this is from a field here in Castille. The aroma is mellow and peaceful. It's cleared to a pale yellow, and right now they're distilling lavender and lavandine in Domaine de Castille. And so we just got some beautiful hydrosol from it. Beneficial uses: it's the wonder oil of all essential oils. It's balancing and soothing. It reduces pain associated with headaches, which we're going to talk about today, inflammatory conditions, and people are going through a lot of inflammatory conditions right now, huh? So think about how you could be using lavender. Arthritis, rheumatism, osteoporosis, painful menstrual cycles, helps with insomnia, and lots of emotional situations, also like anxiety, antiviral and antibacterial. You can use it in almost all your different ways of using essential oils externally. You can use lavender. Do not use in pregnancy or nursing. Then we have sweet orange. I would say these two, it's a tug of war for me between which is my favorite. Being raised in California, around oranges all the time, and at my house in California, I have 3 different kinds of orange trees, and I absolutely adore them. It's just such a fresh, sweet, fruity smell. It's so uplifting, isn't it? The color is yellow to orange. It's a natural antibiotic for the immune system and lymphatic system. Remember, your citruses are full of terpenes. All essential oils have terpenes in them. However, orange and lemon have a terpene called limonene in them, excuse me. And this is something that really helps build the immune system It helps move the lymphatic system, and also it aids with the microbiome in the gut. We have found studies now on this. So it's wonderful to be using in massages for the intestinal system, in ointments, in reflexology, in acupressure, also in compresses, clay packs. It's great to be using that for the intestinal system because what it can help the intestinal system do to keep all that good bacteria, especially it helps with lactobacillus in the intestinal tract. So we want to, and I have the study that I will show you later on in our formulation. And here now we have the next two, peppermint, and the leaves are steam distilled. It's fresh, it's bright, it's penetrating and minty. The color is clear, it's antibacterial, and it also can do similar things as eucalyptus. It can warm you up and it can cool you down. And a lot of people use peppermint, or they use a chemical constituent from peppermint, menthol, that they put in all kinds of athletic products to help with muscles, okay, and cramps and pain and things like that. After someone has like ran or before they exercise to help warm them up or then to cool them down, but not immediately. Remember, let the body cool down. Then you can apply the essential oils, not when all those pores are opened up, when you've been running or something like that. Massage, ointment, reflexology, acupressure, diffuse, inhalation, sitz bath, clay packs, and compresses is how peppermint can be used. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy or nursing. Do not use on children under 2. It can be a skin irritant. Next, we have rosemary, CT 1.8 phenol. This is a chemotype of rosemary, and this is the I can't say it's the new botanical name. It's been around for about 3 years, and I didn't really realize that because all of our certificate of analysis, our material safety data sheet still had Rosmarinus officinalis, but now the name is Salvia rosmarinus, and it's because they have researched the DNA of rosemary, and now they're saying it is in the sage family. So just want to let you guys know, and you can check that out here at this reference, International Plant Names Index. It is steam distilled. The flowering tops here, isn't that beautiful? I just love rosemary. The aroma is strong, woody, and camphor-like. But wow, rosemary, it's so beautiful. And it's so beautiful too. We have a little field of rosemary here in Domaine de Castellou, and I like to go sit in it and just meditate because of the smell, especially when the sun's hitting it, right? It's gorgeous. It's antiviral, antibacterial. It's great for the circulatory system and the nervous system. It's a neurotonic. It also helps relieve pain in the muscular system. It also is good for colds and flus. It stimulates the circulation, helps cold hands and feet, and muscular pains and strains. So you can use it in massage, ointments, reflexology, acupressure, bath, shower, diffuse, inhalation, spritz, and clay packs and compresses. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing, or near the faces of children under 2 years of age, and do not use if you are epileptic. And our last 2 essential oils in our essential oil kit, here we have our beautiful tea tree. I just love the flower of tea tree. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's distilled from the leaves. The aroma, as we know, is spicy, strong, fresh, and sharp. The color of the essential oil is clear. It's well known to be an antiseptic, anti-infectious, antiviral, and antifungal. It's a powerful immune stimulant. It's effective treatment for cold sores and fever blisters. External use: massage, reflexology, acupressure, ointment, bath, shower, diffuse, inhalation, spritz, and clay. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing, or children under 2 years of age. It does contain 1.8 cyanol. So here we go to our last essential oil of our essential oil care kit. And here we have Thyme CT, which is chemo type, remember, thymol. It's steam distilled. And here, this is thyme here in Domaine de Castilloux, the flowering tops here. The aroma is sharp and woody, and it's warm and penetrating. Remember, we talked about the difference. Thymol is warm, penetrating, hot. Linalool it's gentle, it's soft. So that's the difference. It doesn't have this hot, penetrating smell, linalool, and where thyme does. So it stimulates the circulation, of course, because it's warming to the body. It moves the lymphatic system. And this is very, very important, isn't it? Because our lymphatic system and our immune system are connected, aren't they? Right. It's antimicrobial, and it fights against parasites and viruses. Its external use is for massage, reflexology, acupressure, ointment, spritz, clay, packs, and compresses. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing mothers, or do not let children under 6 years of age ingest it. It is a skin irritant. That's why it's important to know your chemotypes. All right, so now we're going to look at how to use essential oils, and then we're going to get to our formulations, and then our last quiz. How to use essential oils. Now, make sure that you write this down. In a massage, approximately 23 drops, which is 3% of an essential oil per 30 ml, 1 ounce bottle of carrier oil for an adult. That means you would take your blend or your single essential oil, about 23 drops approximately, give or take, and you would add that to 1 ounce bottle of carrier oil for an adult massage. For a 2 to 4 year old, 2 drops per 30 ml, 1 ounce bottle of carrier oil. For 5 to 8 year olds, 4 drops per 30 ml, bottle of carrier oil. And for 9 to 12 year olds, 8 drops per 30 ml, 1 ounce bottle of carrier oil. In your bath, you can add 10 drops. Of course, with smaller children, you're going to use less. Agitate the water in a figure 8. As we know, essential oils and water don't mix. So if you want to put it in, you want to add it to a carrier oil, you want to add it to a bath salt and put it in the bath so that way it would disperse into the water. Or you can use a product called Soluble, which you can read about in my book, that solubilizes the essential oil into the water. And you soak for 15 minutes. In a shower, you put 1 or 2 drops of essential oil. You can add it to, for example, a neutral soap if you want to. Put it onto your washcloth and rub your body with it while showering. Rinse off well. Inhalation: in a bowl of almost boiling water, you're going to add 6 to 8 drops of your appropriate essential oil or blend. Place the towel over your head. Inhale for 5 minutes, and be careful of essential oils such as peppermint, eucalyptus, irritating your eyes. You may also sniff the oils directly from the bottle. Or you can have, an inhalation stick, right? Clay: pour 1 teaspoon of clay into a bowl, add 3 drops of essential oil, and mix it up well, and apply and add water. You're going to add some water to it. And the reason I don't state how much water is because it depends on how you want your clay. Do you want it thicker? Do you want it thinner? How do you want it? So add the water to it accordingly. If you've added too much water, just add more clay to it, or vice versa. If you haven't added enough water, just add more water to get to the consistency that you want. I like it to be at least a 1/4 inch thick, and you need to blend it very well. How to use essential oils. Number 2, we have spritz or spray. Add 46 drops of essential oil or blend to a 60 ml bottle or 2 ounce bottle of water. You shake it well before applying because, again, essential oils and water don't mix. You can also use soluble with that too, and that way it will go into the water. And you've got to shake it before, you're going to spray it in the room. You can use it as a room deodorizers. You also can, make sure you don't get it in your eyes. You can spray it around you. You also can use essential oils in reflexology and acupressure. You can do like 12 drops of essential oil per 15 ml or half ounce bottle of carrier oil. Apply to the relevant reflex points on the hands and the feet. And you can see my book, Common Sense, A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy for Detailed Reflexology Charts. And you have formulations in there that you can use on the feet. Then we have ointments. You can either purchase a neutral ointment, just a plain ointment, or a salve. It's a 1 ounce jar. Or you can check out in my book on pages 23 and 24 how to make your own ointments. And that's a lot of fun to do, and making all different kinds of ointments. And I know a lot of people have had to stay home. So if you're still having to stay at home a lot, or you're working from home and you have some extra time, ointments are a great thing to make and have ready for the fall and the winter, especially for the chest. Diffuser, you can put 25 drops of appropriate essential oil, and you can sit from your diffuser. And this is a nebulizing diffuser here that we have that we're showing here. This is not a water diffuser. And this is where the essential oils are put in there, and then they are pushed out by the little, it's a pump. It pumps them out through the glass nebulizer, and it doesn't fracture the molecules of the essential oil. So you're getting, and it's helping kill the bacteria in the air, especially like pine is very good for that. It's a nice antiseptic. So our first formulation, woohoo, is diffusion against viruses. 12 drops of orange essential oil, 6 drops of eucalyptus, 3 drops of tea tree, 2 drops of clove. They're all antiviral, antibacterial, all these 4 essential oils. So you're not going to use a lot of clove because it is high in eugenol and can be an irritant, and we don't want to irritate the mucous membranes or the lungs or the bronchioles. Place essential oils in the diffuser. Make sure that you are sitting 6 feet away from the diffuser while it's diffusing for 10 minutes once a day. Do not be putting your diffuser on all the time. You can cause yourself to have contact dermatitis if you are diffusing too much. So make sure that when you're diffusing, you're sitting there about 6 feet away, and that you're just, maybe you're reading a book or you're meditating or whatever. But make sure that you are very careful with diffusion, especially around small children, pregnant women, and be careful of people who are asthmatic with this formulation because of the eucalyptus in it. And take care of your pets when diffusing. We have had people who have killed their birds. It doesn't mean you can't use essential oils with birds. It just means their lungs are weaker. And so if you're diffusing all the time around birds, you can cause them to die. So be very careful with that. Be careful with your animals. Be careful with your small children and pregnant women. Here is a review of an updated comprehensive review of the antiviral potential of essential oils, their chemical constituents, with special focus on their mechanism against various influenza. So there's a link to that, and you guys will be able to watch this recording so that way you guys will have the link and you guys can check out that information. Now, a chest massage for a dry cough. A lot of people suffer from dry coughs, don't they? And so one of the ways to help with a dry cough is to get the lungs to open up, increase the circulation, and also to break up things. And orange and lemon are really good for that. They break up things, okay? The limonene in orange and lemon are really good for that. Then we have peppermint and Roman chamomile. They're anti-inflammatory, so they help take the inflammation down in the bronchioles and the lungs. We have rosemary, which is antiviral, thyme, which is antiviral, but they both increase circulation. So you've got a formulation that's going to go in there. It's going to break up stuff. It's anti-inflammatory, and it's also going to increase the circulation into that area. Plus, they're all antiviral. You're going to combine those essential oils into your carrier oil. You're going to roll the bottle between your hands to thoroughly mix the ingredients, and you're going to apply on the chest as needed when continuing to cough. This is going to help, when you just keep coughing and coughing, it's going to help settle you down. You also can massage it on your throat, okay? The chest and the bottoms of, and if you want to put it on the bottoms of your feet and massage on the bottoms of the feet, the pad of the foot there, where the lung and bronchial reflex is. Now, contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing mothers, or children under 6 years of age. It is a skin irritant. It could be a skin irritant because of the thyme in it. Phototoxic if you're using the lemon. So, you say you rub it on your chest and you go out in the sun. Don't do that. Please wait. This formulation should be diluted according to dilution chart for the according age in How to Use Essential Oils, slide number 28. Now, note this. In traditional Chinese medicine, the lung is connected to the large intestine. So this formulation can also be applied as an oil compress on the large intestine area. So you're going to lay it, you're going to apply it on the transverse colon, the ascending colon, transverse colon, and off descending colon, sigmoid. You can massage it in a circular motion. Then you can put a warm towel on top of that, and then a hot water bottle on top of that. And that will help also, because we want the intestinal system to move out the mucus, don't we? And also remember, orange, again, helps with the microbiome in the large intestine. So you can find that in this reference here, in this study, the effects of essential oils. And it is in there in 4.2 is where that information is located about orange and how it works on the microbiome. Okay, here is a relaxing bath salt for when you're feeling anxious. And of course, a lot of people have been feeling anxious and still are feeling anxious. What's going to happen, how it's what's happening with my job, what's happening with my kids in school. Are they going to start back to school? Is this going to continue? Many questions in our minds daily, and things change daily. Am I going to be able to fly this if I don't have this or I don't have that? Do I have to take this kind of test? Whatever it is, but it has caused a lot of people to be anxious. And so essential oils can help us with that. Lavender, as we know, is calming and soothing. Geranium is balancing. And then when you add some Roman chamomile, it even makes it more calming and more soothing. You put it in sea salt. Sea salt is high in minerals. So minerals, we need minerals, don't we? So it's a nice way to get your minerals in, some minerals in, with sea salt and essential oils. So in a small pan, you're going to place your sea salt and essential oils. Mix the essential oils thoroughly into the sea salt. Start filling the tub with your warm water. Add the bath salts to the tub. Make sure the mixture has dissolved into the water. Then sit in the tub and relax for 15 minutes. Just take some time, do some breathing, and let go of the anxiety and know that things are going to be okay. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing, or with children under 2 years of age. And here is a review for you to look at about essential oils and anxiety. Here we have an inhalation stick. Inhalation sticks are very easy to use, and people can suffer with headaches. There's all different kinds of headaches caused by different reasons. Today we can't get into that, but in our common sense community, I did a whole class on just headaches with essential oils and herbs. And because there's lots of different kinds of headaches, but this is a basic formulation for you to have. And it's 12 drops of lavender because, again, it's anti-inflammatory, it's soothing and calming. And then we have peppermint, which is anti-inflammatory, but also works on the digestive system, doesn't it? And a lot of times headaches will be caused from indigestion, a digestive challenge. Then we have lemon and orange, which moves the fluids, which can be helpful when you have retention, fluid retention, which is causing the headache. And then we have rosemary that increases the circulation and stimulating. It's a lot of times when we have poor circulation. You're going to put those essential oils in a glass bowl or a small beaker. You're going to put your little cotton wick in there. You're going to let it soak up those essential oils. Place the cotton wick into the inhalation stick. Put the little thing on the bottom of it, click it, and then you're going to sniff it, right? And when you feel like a headache starting, it's best to nip it in the bud. Don't let those headaches keep going. Just nip that in the bud and continue at least 3 times daily. For other ways to use this headache formulation, see page 145 for adults and 137 and 38 for children, my book, Common Sense: A Practical Guide to Aromatherapy. Contraindications: do not use in pregnancy, nursing, or on or near the face of children under 2 years of age. And here is another review on the effects of peppermint for headaches. And here we have our last formulation, clay pack for relieving aches and pains. Now, I love using clay, and here in France, we use a lot of different kinds of clay: pink clay, red clay, yellow clay, green clay, white clay. Each clay does a different thing. And green clay is really good about absorbing and taking out inflammation. And we have a spa here that they do nothing but that, but work on the bones and helping with people with their aches and pains. So we have 5 drops of rosemary. Stimulates circulation, right? It's good for sprains. It's good for muscle pain. It's good for arthritic pain. 3 drops of orange or lemon. Now, remember, it moves things out. So if we're going to get in there and stimulate that, we also want to, the orange is going to push that in there, that rosemary further in there and help us, along with the clove and thyme, because they're both analgesic. And so this formulation mixed in with 2 tablespoons of clay. You're going to mix that in there, add some water. Remember, again, 3 to 4 drops of water, but it depends on how thick you want your clay. Mixed up till it's smooth. Put it on the area. Now, when you use clay, and you can find this more in my book, you need to put it only on, don't be putting it all over the whole body. I'm going to do a clay pack on my face, and then I'm going to do it all my joints. Just if you're going to do joints, do joints. If you're going to do something on your face, do it on your face. Because what will happen is sometimes it'll draw too much stuff out at once. Depends on, how toxic the body is. So be careful with clay when it comes to that. Put it only on, if you're going to work on the bones, do that. If you're going to work on a sprained ankle, do that. If you're going to work on a toe that you just slammed in the door, do that. But don't decide to put it on your face then. Okay? It's best not to. You'll have a better result. So now let's look at our quiz. And Miss Ruth, I'm going to check on Messenger. If I hit, all right. So what are the uses of orange? Which essential oils are considered antiviral? Which essential oils are good for aches and pains? Which essential oils help when you're feeling anxious? And how many drops of essential oil per 30 ml, 1 ounce for an adult massage? So our first question is, what are the uses of orange? So Ruth is ready. She said she's ready to take your answer. What are uses of orange? Orange essential oil, that wonderful, sweet, fruity burst of sunshine. Orange essential oil. Natural antibiotic. Good job. Good for the lymph system. Excellent. Antiviral. Great. To move things. Yes. Moves the lymphatic system, right? Soothes the digestive system. Well, you guys are good. And helps with mood assistance. Yes, it's very uplifting, isn't it? Perfect. All right. So here we are. Natural antibiotics soothes the digestive system when suffering from stomach aches, diarrhea, constipation, and aids with the microbiome in the gut, moves fluids in the body, which is really, really important, isn't it? So make sure you remember that. Which essential oils are considered antiviral? Ruth is starting to write. I can see you guys are sending her a message now. Here she comes. Eucalyptus, clove. Keep them coming. Geranium, rosemary, thyme, tea tree. You guys are doing great. Keep them coming. Got a couple more. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 more. Okay. Rosemary, lavender, Roman chamomile, thyme, clove, geranium, peppermint, orange, tea tree, and eucalyptus. Good job, you guys. And she's sending me more. Good job. Okay, which essential oils are good for aches and pains? Yep, you guys got them all. Perfect. You got all 10 because all 10 have antiviral properties. So, which essential oils are good for aches and pains? Yes, all these essential oils that we looked at are antiviral in our kit. So, we have Roman chamomile is good for aches and pains. We have rosemary that's good for aches and pains. What else? Clove, perfect. Chamomile again. Good job, you guys. Lavender. Well, orange and lemon are help move the fluids around for pain. Yes, ginger can be too. Thyme, yes, because it's anti-inflammatory. Yes. So it's rosemary, thyme, clove, peppermint, of course, lavender, and Roman chamomile too. Okay, which essential oils help when you're feeling anxious? When you're feeling anxious, which essential oils help when you're feeling anxious? Rosemary could help you if you're feeling anxious. It could. It could is possible. But today today we talked about geranium, lavender, orange can be, lavender, one more, one more. Bergamot, yes. Roman chamomile, rose, yes. I mean, there's so many that help when you're anxious. The ones we're talking about today are lavender, Roman chamomile, and orange. And how many drops of essential oil per 30 ml, 1 ounce for an adult massage? How many drops? It's approximate. 23. That's right. Excellent. Good job, you guys. So now Ruth will put everybody's name in a hat, and on Thursday at our aromatherapy Q&A, we will announce the winners of my book. So now we want you guys to continue learning how to use essential oils for your self-care. Right now is the most important time for you to take care of you, your family, and also share about essential oils with your friends and colleagues at work, because we all need to take good care of ourselves, and essential oils can help us do that. So self-care straight ahead. And start your self-care today by booking your free 30-minute aromatherapy session with me. Now, the timings are only available until August 6th. That's 1 week from this coming Friday that you can have a free 30-minute aromatherapy session with me. And Ruth will put that link inside our comments there. Remember, if you're on Pacific time, I am 9 hours ahead of you. If you're Central time, I am 8 hours ahead of you. If you're Mountain time, if you're Central time, I'm 7 hours ahead of you. If you are Mountain time, I'm 8 hours ahead of you. And if you're on the East Coast of the United States, I am 6 hours ahead of you. Now, if you're in Europe, we have an hour, give or take. It depends, if you're in the UK or if you're in Portugal, you're in Spain. So, and then if you're in India, you're 6 hours, you're about 6 hours, I believe, ahead of me. China is 6 hours ahead of me. And so will all the timing. So please make sure that when you set up your appointment, that you go to Google or whatever your browser is that you're using, and you figure out the timing from the appointment. Also, put in your schedule right now, mark it down. Thursday, July 29th at 1 p.m., we're having our aromatherapy Q&A, and that's where I'm going to answer all of your questions. So please make sure that you mark in your calendar. It's going to be here in this Facebook group. And I will be on StreamYard just like I am now. And Ruth and I will be here to answer your aromatherapy questions. I can't wait to see you guys on Thursday. And I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. Our winners will be announced at the Q&A. So make sure that you're there. And I want you to stay in touch with me with essential oils. You guys can check out my YouTube channel. Please make sure you do that. There's all kinds of free videos on there. Also, we have our Common Sense community that we meet monthly, and we right now are working on herbs and essential oils, and we have a wonderful group of people there. And also, you can follow me on Facebook. And we want to thank you guys all for being here today with us for this special class, Essential Oil Care Kit for the Pandemic. And we'll see you on Thursday. Make sure you check out my website at lorriehargis.com. And I can't wait to answer all your questions. Thank you and have a great day, evening, morning, wherever you're at in the world.